Hello, fellow wannabe showrunners, and welcome to another Wannabe Showrunners, the show where we show you how much we want to be showrunners. I'm Scott LaFlesh, and I'm here with Ty Skinner.
How's it going, Scott?
Not bad, not bad. How about yourself?
Leg's still broken.
Leg's still broken.
Answers all the questions.
That answers all the questions. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but that means we're going to be streaming every night.
Yep, every night.
We're
on day two of this, but third day in a row.
Third day in a row, third day in November, day 2 of our, one script
For the month.
For the month.
We came up with this yesterday,
It's a brand new idea. No one else is doing something like this where they do something over the month of November. We might be the first.
Maybe.
And yeah, we're just doing it. So yesterday we spitballed for a little bit, and we settled on this cryptid project, Friends of the Trail. I don't know.
It's not a cryptid project, though.
I know,
we
it's
backed
not
away
really.
from it. We kind of ended up going more like it's a Monster of the Week type thing, but not really. Like
It's not really a Monster of the Week type thing at all.
it's more of a comedy that
It's really becoming a hangout comedy, right? Like it's like Community or The Office, Parks and Recreation. Like that's where it's kind of finding itself.
Are those considered? The last one's considered hangout comedy.
I guess they're workplace comedies.
Workplace comedy.
But they're like
this is more of a work. Yeah, this is more of a workplace comedy, and it's gonna be kind of in like the style of like Reno 9/11 or Super Troopers.
Right.
But they don't have the authority.
Have any authority. Now,
They're just volunteers.
right. In the light of the second day, I'm not as passionate about this as I was yesterday, I have to say.
Okay.
I don't have anything better, and I don't have a reason why I'm not, but...
Like, we can branch off of this still, or we can completely scrap this.
Yeah, I like the title. I like the idea. I just... I don't really know what my problem with it is. I don't even know if I have a problem with it.
I think you're just too scared to work on a comedy.
I could be I'm scared to work on a comedy. I definitely find it harder to work on a 6-person comedy than a comedic duo, but I do like to watch this kind of show better. So yeah, I'm just not sure where I am. Yeah.
Okay. That's
all we got. Let's
go over who are out of all of our characters, who's going to be our point of view.
Okay, so
one of them has to be our eyes.
Right, our Jim, right?
Exactly.
Our way in. So it depends on what kind of show we want to make it, because the plea bargain guy is almost like
I want this to be more about the small town and this like trail like that's in the small town than it actually be about the workplace.
Right.
Like, the town has got... Like, I feel like it'd be the best to go with the person who wants to run for municipal offices or eyes in. And we follow, like... Because that also can explain the first episode of The Cryptid.
Where she discovers that the current mayor is corrupt.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's not that they're... Would that be that they're corrupt?
Well, it's committing fraud, right? At the very least, it's fraud. Yeah.
I guess.
Now, that's the thing.
But what if it was, like, that's what... Like, I wanted it to be, like, this is what, like, every mayor... This is, like, part of the responsibilities of being mayor.
Okay.
Is to keep the legend going.
Okay.
Is kind of what I thought would be the way to do that.
Makes sense to me. And I think that's the thing. If we're having someone who's running for mayor and it's a small town, usually they're not like hotly contested mayoral races. It's probably something where, the mayoralty has been in that family for a while. And it was like his grandfather first saw the cryptid, or his great-grandfather first saw the cryptid. And, yeah.
Okay.
And then it gets passed down through the family, but also through the mayoralty as a... Yeah. Okay, so we have basically it's like a workplace comedy, the Community, like Parks and Rec, like The Office. It's the Friends of the Trail. If you see an Adopt a Trail program or Friends of the Trail program when you're walking, that's the idea. Just a group of volunteers who patrol, clean up, take responsibility for that trail, but don't have any granted authority. And we have someone who's kind of a busy bee, like a Karen we have, an ex-cop, someone who's volunteering as a condition of their plea bargain, a kid who's trying to get their volunteer hours as well, a hippie who's kind of an environmentalist but also has like once upon a time probably still grows weed along the trail and kind of thing, and then kind of an idealist, someone who wants to run for municipal office. So if that's our way in, it's kind of like a Leslie Knope kind of figure, right? Like a...
Okay. What if we start this with, like, the park rangers?
Okay.
And we make it seem like this is about the park rangers, and it's them dealing with a complaint at the trail. And it's one of our friends at the trail who, like, has, like, a gun or like a rifle or something like that. Going hunt, like, not like pointed at anybody, but like just out there trying to hunt like some wild animal that like is causing problems on the trail or something like that. And like it's really but where's the comedy from this? I'm just trying to find like no, the problem that I'm having is, like, I'm trying to really think of, like, the first scene of...
So it's not the mayoral candidate seeing the blur down the trail.
But how, like... Oh, yeah.
That's what you had pitched yesterday, but it doesn't have to be that.
I think we get rid of this.
Okay.
And I think it's... I think it is... The next scene is, like, the Rangers there.
Okay.
Because we make this seem like it's going to be about the... Like, you make this seem like it's going to be about the Rangers.
Okay. So it's like a CSI. We think that this is like a CSI opening scene, and now whatever, the guy's there to interview him. He makes a pun, he takes off his sunglasses, that kind of like...
Yeah.
Okay.
We make this seem like that's the type of show this is going to be. But how do we pull it? How do we pull the rug out? That's...
Oh, I have a... This is like a different...
What?
Okay, so what if the hippie is like a larger, kind of older man, and he is gay, and he's kind of like a bear type, and it's like, oh, a ranger, like, and he also teaches yoga.
A yogi?
It's like a yoga bear.
Yogi. You mean a yogi?
Oh, he is a yoga, yeah, exactly. And we just set that up as kind of like a little, like, just like an adversarial relationship with the ranger, and yeah, I don't know. I think that's something. I was picturing like
I like that actually.
a Luna Lovegood as the hippie, but now I really do picture as like a
just a big gay guy that
exactly, just like a funny like
that's into yoga and all that.
Exactly, just like a over the top like tie dye, yeah.
A gay DJ Khaled.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Just like all like super friendly and all that.
Exactly. Gay man.
Large type known as a bear in the gay community.
I'm not going to say that for now. A large body type. He is very, mischievous also holds yoga on the trail. That's the thing. Some people go to parks and do yoga in the park, right? That's this part of it. That's something. Okay. What's the scammer? What's his plea bargain? What's his crime? What kind of character is this? I don't want to make Jeff Winger. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want him to be like a small town guy, right? Like,
I think it's somebody who was just like arrested for shoplifting or something like that. Something petty.
yeah.
That's why it's small town. Small town.
I feel like he's the guy. He's the husband, the ex-husband from Cougar Town. A little bit, like, yeah, herdy dirt, but like he's just like fun as well, like just like a really friendly guy. Kind of does like crazy nerdy things. He doesn't live on a boat, but like that kind of level of guy, that kind of character.
But yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to. Doesn't have to be that.
No, I'm not against that. The ex-cop is gonna be.
To me, I in my head, it's already Oscar from Corner Gas. He's a regular guy who was he like speeding? Maybe is it a DUI? I feel like DUI is more serious.
No, DUI was one that I had thought, but no. Yeah, speeding would be good.
He like got a lot of speeding tickets, maybe. Does he do demolition derbies? Or something like that? It's a fun, cool thing, like...
What if it is that, like, he's just, like, it's just a drinking problem?
Could be. Splash.
But I was more, like, I'm more thinking that he's just been in the drunk tank enough time. No, that wouldn't be the thing.
What if he's a delivery driver? Like a reason for driving around town fast, and he just accrued a lot of speeding tickets.
Speeding tickets would be a good one.
Is he like a prankster? Did he do like a big prank that kind of got him in trouble?
That might be better.
And then it's kind of like, oh, that is a good one because it's also he has secret organizational skills. You know what I mean? That's like the thing you don't really see as part of it. Is like to run a good prank, you gotta have got a lot of moving parts to all work.
Hey!
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Everyday November Stream. There's a better name for that than what I just said.
Everyday November Stream.
Everyday November Stream.
All right. So. Yeah.
What's the deal with the Karen? We still gotta make her a likable character. We can't just flatten her out and be like, oh, she's just a busybody.
No, she's like more. Well, at least how I picture her, she's like one of those like morning joggers who goes out and uses the trail for that, and like is just like she's not maybe not, but like any type of mischief, like kids hanging like building a tree fort. She's like down, like she's all like about stopping anything from being changed to her what she sees as her paradise.
Yeah. Let's give her a will they or won't they with a cop. And then it's kind of like we don't realize it right at the beginning, but like at the end of season 2, it's
what if
like,
it's the I like the Rangers instead.
But no, because if she's calling the cops all the time, or maybe but you know what I mean? Like it is just a cute little thing of she was just calling the cops all those times because she was trying to hit on the cop. You know what I mean? Like it's bad. It's bad to be, but like we're not going to put a racial element in it. It's not going to be
No, it's gonna be like
kids mainly.
Mainly kids, but really more so just like she's willing to go for any disturbance of her. Like she's like the main protector of the trail. Excuse me.
Right. Okay. She's a morning jogger with a. Oh, I just got a good idea. She's a morning jogger with a crush or ranger who she keeps calling. She sees the trail paradise and does not out any who intrudes on it. What if the cop is like, or what if the kid is like a Departed? What if, like, he's like, kind of like, okay, so she jogs at this time. To the kids. What if he's like deep undercover and they're friends with the trail and it's just like
the kid in the volunteer kid.
The volunteer kid.
Oh, I like that.
You know what I mean? It's such a minor thing. We kind of put it in the background for a long time and not, but like it's just a thing of like he's in deep cover and he like anytime they're gonna put a new program out or anything, he gives it like it's like how are these kids staying in front of us?
No, it's too easy to have it be the kid.
Yeah, but that is I don't think the whole thing is gonna be the kids though.
No, what if it is like the guy who's running, or like a guy who's running for municipal office, is doing it, and his whole we find out like they're gonna be future voters. They're gonna remember this.
That's too silly. Well, I guess it is a comedy.
It is a comedy.
It is a comedy.
Like the thing.
So they blame the kid.
He's like, I think the long game. And he's a young guy. He's a young character, so it's like I'm thinking the long game. I'm thinking about being mayor 20 years from now.
Okay. So it's not an idealist. It's an opportunist.
It's an opportunist.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'm not against it. I'm just. I think that is better. We're
maybe the kid is our point of view then.
Yeah, I think the kid might be our point of view. Well, that's like you're dragging us away from Parks and Rec, which is a good thing. It is getting more cynical in a good way. I think there's that.
What if the kid is our point of view, and that's exactly it? Oh yeah, our kid is like a Greta Thunberg. Like he or she, they, they are, because I don't know where we are on the kid yet, but they're not there. They're there trying to get their volunteer hours for school. But like they're not really trying to get their volunteer hours for school. They're like actually there like suit and tie or whatever, and like they're taking this like so serious, and like they're the adult in a group of kids.
Yeah.
Who all are like being childish about this trail.
But is the Greta Thunberg caring about the trail so much? Isn't there?
No, I don't mean like I just. They're that level of passionate about the trail.
Okay.
They're that level of passion. It's not.
Let me though pitch you.
Like the trail, there's something that happened on that trail or something like that to the like. It's just been. Maybe it's something that was in their family.
No, this is the cryptid thing. This is definitely the cryptid thing. If that's how we're doing it.
What?
Of like, it's like it's surveillance of the trail too. It's like, the kid is the one who sees the cryptid. But what if we formatted it opposite? What if we had like the second scene is like oh, I thought it was volunteer. I thought we could choose. It's like, no, you need these volunteer hours or you can't graduate. And then we formatted every episode with like, oh, volunteers left remaining until you know what I mean, and we count it down. I mean, this is Always Sunny thing where it's like it's like someone who really doesn't want to be there is dragged along, but then it's like a countdown. Or no.
What if it no? Because I want our person to be
Someone who really cares.
but like yeah, somebody who's. What if it is that they're going for like a scholarship or something like that?
Okay.
And it's that they needed to have like 2,000 hours of community service or something like that to get it, and they're only like 20 shy.
Okay. Why do you want it to be like a really smart kid though?
I just liked it doesn't I don't it's not about being a smart kid. It's just I like the idea of it being the kid being more adults and then the rest of them being not.
Right.
Is what.
You don't feel that's kind of like a
trope?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But I feel like that's
like I'm picturing like
I feel like that is you have to still pick a trope to go with to get this made.
I guess. I'm picturing
You don't want to just avoid all tropes.
No, for sure. And there's still the tropes there, but I do think if we're building it this way, having the one competent character isn't as fun as like
It's not okay.
I mean, it's like the Annie from Community is really what you're building.
Yeah. What if it is? What if it is like an athlete or something like a star quarterback?
Okay,
or
but
something
what
like
if it's just like Sandra's son from Superstore? You know, Sandra adopted that guy who was just like.
But then we can't.
Okay.
Then I don't feel like you can go through that kid's point of view.
I think so, but in a different way.
I don't think it works as well. I feel like you're telling a too dry. I feel like you're telling a completely drier show than if you're coming through his, because people won't be able to relate to that character. It's too.
But in the same way that people relate to like video game characters, because he's pretty silent. He's pretty like. You know, he's just a window. I do agree. If you do that, you get rid of your entry character. It's more like Always Sunny. Who's the entry character in Always Sunny?
And it doesn't mean that we have to use that. We can pick a different character for entry level. Yeah. What if we have two kids? That way it takes off the whole entire...
Then we've just made Community. Because we have Shirley, Pierce, Jeff. The hippie is not so much, but then the two kids are Annie and Troy.
Which isn't so bad.
Well, it works for them. So there's that. What if the entry character is the camera? What if this is a mockumentary? And they talk directly to the camera.
That's a lot like Reno.
Oh, okay. I didn't know redo. It's also like Trailer Park Boys.
For sure. I don't know if doing a mockumentary, but it wouldn't, because Reno 9/11 is trying to be like cops,
right?
So they don't. They didn't. I'm pretty sure they don't do the talking heads as much, but they do the where they're talking to the camera.
Right.
Which is kind of the better way of going about it.
Mm-hmm. What if the ex-cop is our way in? Yeah. But like again, who's the way in on Always Sunny?
No, I'm liking what you're saying about having. No, that's the thing. There doesn't have to be a way in. I just feel like when you're having a group of people coming together like this in this type of way, you kind of want to have a way in.
It's true. It was hard for me to get into Always Sunny, but when I got in, I was,
Okay, maybe we need one more character.
Okay. What kind of person does this? And we don't have anyone that's really great, except for maybe the ex-cop. So I don't think it's good to make someone now who's real. I think it's got to be someone else who's flawed.
Oh yeah, I think it's a group of. The whole point is it's a group of flawed people.
Yeah. Is this like someone who's like into bees or like a bird watcher, like someone who has kind of a science background or a biology background?
I was thinking that, but no, maybe we just keep what we have. Because it's not a kid, it's a teenager.
Yeah.
And like
a 17-year-old.
17-year-old, yeah.
Yeah. Could be 18-year-old, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's like, that's what I think it is. I think it's like a star quarterback type thing, or star football player, like athlete, who like also is academically like great at academics, but not.
Your characters are always huge overachievers.
No, it's not that. I want them to be like that. I want them to be the like kind of what the Troy could have been if they like were also good at school type. Like
yeah,
I want it to be. I want this person to be like popular. I like the idea that you had. I think if we're gonna go the way that you're like this way of not having them be the like, I want them to be smart enough that they're scheming.
Okay.
And I like the idea of that they're.
I just can't imagine that character you've just built is in this situation.
What?
I just can't.
What do you mean?
That he's like really good at academics. He's really good at sports.
Like not amazing at academics. Like I'm not trying to say that he's like like a 90 student. He's just good enough at academics that like he was gonna be getting a scholarship for his sports. Like he wasn't like, because like at least here in Canada you have to be both academically inclined and athletically inclined to get a scholarship, right. And so he was that. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, but that's like a character in Chalcos, right? Like that's right? Like a.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is he's not dumb.
Right.
Like we're not. I don't want to play him as like that. He was just too stupid to realize that he needed to get his volunteer work. I want it like I like the idea that he plans out this. We see him later on planning out the teen. I like the idea. I like it more of him being the one that's doing the teenage, like being the teenager on the inside, planning it out like you originally pitched.
Okay.
Because it just I feel like it's.
Isn't your sports though your volunteer hours?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
He just feels like a character that does not fit in with these characters.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a guy. I feel like Paxton would be the character that would be perfect for this.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Paxton in Never Have I Ever.
Like the king of a school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like he's just too. He thinks he's too cool for this type thing, and like he's the one that's more causing some of the he's also causing because you have to have somebody who's there who's playing he's still there playing pranks. Okay. Maybe he's not super smart still, but he's I think Paxton is a perfect example of somebody who that character is perfect for what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
He's smart enough that he could do that on his own.
You keep on trying to justify the smartness. Yeah. I was still getting not star athlete. To me, this is Pete Davidson's character from SNL.
Doesn't have to be star athlete.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the school trip, but definitely good enough to
get a scholarship.
It's
really one of the top 10% of
They're because he could be playing a sport that's not. We could have him playing doing wrestling or something like that.
Okay.
We could have him doing a sport or archery.
Okay.
We can have him doing a sport that's not that's more abstract.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. Why don't you like it?
It's just a different I feel that we make that character a lot.
I think that's exactly. I think that's we don't do it a lot. I don't think we have a star athlete in any of our stories.
Achilles in Chalcos is a star athlete.
Is he?
Yeah. He's a star athlete, and this is exactly the same description. I can name some others, but
whatever.
But that's the thing.
But okay, now again, what's your issue then? I think your issue is that you resent these people.
No, I'm just trying to say, not if you're trying to make a high school kid, it's not a nerd or a jock. It's sometimes they're just a kid. They're just it's sometimes you see representation of someone who's just just a kid who's just going through not fitting in one of those things of. But we can make that if you want. It's just a different character than I saw.
Yeah, because you saw what's her name's kid. I really don't like that one. I would find that not funny at all.
It's just someone who's kind of agreeable, but it's just kind of someone who's barely paying attention. You know what I mean? Someone who's just there, who's
because I don't find him that funny in that show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that's who you have as your point of view. As one of your main characters is the problem. I think you could have that type of character in there, but they're definitely not one of your main six. Of what you're trying to describe.
Yeah. Well, I just think there is a big help for someone who's gonna go along with the others, right? Gonna get pulled along and not really. You know what I mean? I think there's a role for that. Who's someone who's just a helper, and that's what I think of. All the adults kind of pulling the kid around, is kind of what I was like. You mean a Corey and Trevor? I guess that is. It's not so much one of your main characters, but that's what I.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that in an ensemble of six, you could have that as yeah.
No, because I feel these six characters are going to be in pretty much every episode. A Corey and Trevor's not in every episode.
I think you would. I think you could do it with Corey.
But Corey and Trevor isn't in every episode. Is the point I'm trying to make? Is that's how
you'd build it. Anyways, you build it up. It would be your Meg also. It would be fitting more into that role. It would be your Toby. It would be, but not so much because they're not so much hatred. So much as just come on.
Okay, let's talk about the ex-cop.
Okay, let's talk about the ex-cop.
You think Oscar?
Yeah. He's just
I think a little bit too old, but I think that's a good character. Oscar when Corner Guys first came out.
Yeah, I saw him in something else recently, and he still kind of looks exactly the same, and he's just around. Yeah, I know what you mean. He could also be, though, the other... Because initially when we were pitching this, it was going to be in Newfoundland. And we saw... Oh, my goodness.
Rick Borden.
What?
Rick Borden.
Rick Borden recently. You could make it kind of like an old drunk, too. You could make it like a Leahy, that kind of thing, and have that kind of character play it. That kind of actor play it. Rick Borden.
Yeah, well, that's it. He had to do it. Like, that's the thing is maybe that's our way with him and the volunteer on the plea bargain. Is that he like the ex-cop had to like started this volunteering because of like past drinking experience or something like that. So, but he's just likes it so much that he continued doing it after his time was done.
Yeah, it gives him, I think, he's getting a little authority, a little purpose, and that kind of stuff now from this, right? Like,
Yeah.
He probably has a golf cart. Or like something, like, he's probably not walking the trail, like most of these people. He probably has like a little motorized, like, thing.
I think our volunteer that comes in on the plea,
Yeah.
doing community services are eyes. And I know it's like pretty standard.
It's just we can't make him a scammer.
No.
That's the only thing. Yeah.
No. He. It has to be something that it can happen to anybody.
Like, he doesn't have to be an anybody. Right? Like...
No, but I want it to be something that anybody could be like, oh, I could picture that. Like, yeah, I like the parking tickets.
Speeding tickets or parking tickets?
But either or.
That's not, like I say, if he's a delivery driver, that kind of, it even ties it into his job of like, oh, he gets these speeding tickets because he's going around.
But like, it could be just he gets both tickets. Like, he doesn't pay any of his tickets.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But I feel like that's still too...
To what?
It has to be something that was accidental. But, like, negligence.
It's hard to... I guess then you could get community service, for sure.
Like... Oh, what if it is something like urinating in public?
Okay.
Just like was on the trail, and our Karen called the cops on him because he was peeing on the trail.
Okay.
Or something like that.
Took a picture and contacted the cops who okay.
Yeah. I think that's it. Because it's also, you're like, really?
Yeah.
He gets it for that? Like...
Makes sense. But what's his thing now, then?
He has to, like, clean up...
No, not that, but, like, what's his... Who is he?
That makes sense.
What?
Who is he?
Yeah.
You don't want him to be like the rich, like
No.
somebody rich or something, like a business person in the town. You don't want to. You don't want him to be a tourist.
No. He's not stuck here. It's
but
not
you
one of those.
kind of want him to be. You kind of want him to be somebody who's on like a contract or something like that.
I don't really want him
No?
to be. We can, but like I don't. I'm feeling like as we embrace one of these shows, I'm jettisoning the need to be like, oh, this is our fresh face who's brand new to everything and learning stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the thing. I think he can just be a part of everyone else.
Oh. What if he's like the teenager's dad? Or yeah.
Okay. We could do that.
Or like. Or the ex-cop's son.
That's better. Okay. But what is he? Has that made him like rebellious to law and order? Is he like? I don't want him to be like everyman.
You don't want him to be the other man.
I don't want any everyman.
So yeah, if that's the case, he's rebellious. No.
What does he do for a living?
Teacher?
Okay. And a teenager's teacher. Guidance counselor.
Oh yeah, I like that better.
Because then he's the guy who tells them you need volunteer hours.
Yes. And he's not the ex. I don't like him being the ex-cop's son anymore.
Okay.
He's doing the community service because the school has asked him to.
Because of the public urination.
Because of the public urination charge.
And it's after. This episode starts without the cop or the guy, with the kid, without the kid or the guidance counselor. It's just the three to start with.
Yes.
And then we get the kid. He's like, sorry, there's nothing you can do. You know, and then we mirror it when he himself gets sent there. Right?
Yes. That sounds right.
But, okay,
and
so
it's the four of them, not... Because it's the...
ex-cop, the Karen, the hippie, and the
municipal...
the municipal office person. Okay, and then what's his flaw? Because everyone else is kind of shady or negative in some way. This just seems like... John Oliver and...
Like, I feel like... has, like almost a sarcastically... I feel like it's a wrong word, but just belief of how right they are, type thing. And that's, like why...
It's too much like the Karen.
It is, eh?
I see what you mean. Don't you see what I'm saying? It's, like, too much like this...
But it's that's what I mean. No, it's sarcastically. Like, it's like... Like, I have a friend who, like, from high school that's a lot like that. Like, it's... They're not the type that's gonna call the cops on, they're more the type that takes pleasure in being like, "See, I told you so."
Okay.
They're not there causing the shit. They're just there though, sitting back and watching it.
What if it's like a Frasier? What if it's that sarcastic, but also that kind of like above it?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of
like he's a counselor, right? What if he's a little bit like too into like directly? We just like tribute Frasier for this character.
okay. Yeah, because Fraser was a psychiatrist. Really would work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, but it's not like he's not. He doesn't have the budget. He doesn't reach like part of the fun is that he's not reaching the level of Frasier. He's just going for it. You know. Does that work for you?
I think so.
Okay. He idealizes Fraser and Freudian psychiatry. Is a bit above it all. Okay.
He keeps referring to the Crane method.
And now, definitely, the one of these two is our first scene, right? So one of these two sees the blur, because then it makes sense to follow them both back to school, where one of them is telling people about it, and then they have their meeting together, right? That's kind of the flow of the episode now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know this is a stupid joke, but since we're talking about cryptids and stuff, this was even last time when the corporation was trying to import their own cryptid to drive out the natural cryptid. I was like, what if it was like a zebra, but like with biceps, like a flexing zebra, and like it's zebra muscles. Because zebra mussels, like mussels, are like a very invasive species that are destroying native ponds. Or no, I want to use that somewhere. I'm putting that in the cookie jar.
Yep.
Maybe not even in
Those
this
are the
pitch.
type of jokes we need.
Okay. And the kid. Okay, so I do. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make him a blank slate. I can see that. To me, though, I do think it's got to be an underachiever. Like maybe their little brother or sister is yeah, like they have a secret brother or sister. What?
I feel like it's better if they're an only child.
Okay.
Okay. What's the reason why they didn't think about their volunteer hours? They're just that much of an underachiever. I feel like there has to be something that they thought they were getting it.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to been like a technicality that they got paid for it or something like that.
I do. Here's something I like of a gag for this. This is just a gag. This isn't to the. Like, what if we kind of stuck with. Like, this is going to sound bad, but what if it was kind of my idea where it was someone who's so bland, zero affect, that kind of thing. But every character who's not one of our point of view characters is just like, what a charismatic young man. Just like, wow. It's just his shining personality. Like, it seems like every person is just like so into his personality, even though he's just like zero personality. And like, our friends of the town are like, do you see it? Is that something or?
My problem is I feel like you're trying to build an Aubrey Plaza.
Not even. I feel like I'm trying to build Anne from Arrested Development. Like, Aubrey Plaza is sarcastic. I don't even want sarcastic. I want barely even there. I want someone who the joke is that they're just like, you know what I mean? Like, her? That's the exact joke I'm trying to build. It's him?
No, I don't like it as much.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It's tough to make 1/6 of your cast on that kind of thing. Why don't they have their volunteer hours?
Hey!
Hey, how's it going? Man, all of her like best people are coming into the chat today.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like the idea of having a bland character. I am kind of coming around to it, but I think that it's that's right. I like the joke that you're trying to tell of this bland character who everybody thinks is, but I feel like it's a gag that
maybe there's a
I feel like this teenager that you're trying to make has to be a small character. We're doing fine, except for Ty broke his leg.
Yeah, I broke my leg. You can see the crutches right there, so terrible. But we're getting through. We're going to stream every day in November. We're going to build this. Yesterday we started the conception of this plot. Today we've been working on it. By the end of November, full pilot script and Bible. Hold us to it. We're here every day until we're done. How about yourself? How's your comics coming? But I think they're still in every scene. It's like a Colin Robinson a little bit.
Yes, but they're not, like... They're just not as important. If they're going to be like that, they're just not as important to the scene. If they're not there, it's not an issue.
Right.
And
then we can add another character. I don't necessarily think it should be another kid, but we could add another character. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Thanks for tuning in on your lunch break. We hope this is delicious. Painkillers. Okay.
No, okay. What if the character you're trying to create is a teenager?
Yeah.
And the character I'm trying to create is like a 12-year-old.
Okay.
Who's like fresh, or like
it actually is like Greta Thunberg. It's like a full environmentalist, like. Nice.
No, nice.
Wait, that's where you work, or that's where you're eating on lunch? We love Chipotle. What new place just opened down the street from us? Finally, we got a Mexican restaurant here in Arnprior. It's fantastic. We're happy about it.
Someone who wants... Yeah, no. Okay, so... Yeah, I think that's the way we do it.
Yeah, I think I'm down on this plan. I'm definitely... It's like an Alex P. Keaton, except for not Republican. It's like a little like...
They're like they can even go to they could be maybe they're both in high school, but it's like one's in grade 9 and the other's in grade 12, and the grade 12 like it's like if you don't do this you're not gonna graduate, and the grade 9 is like I'm getting ahead of this, I'm like so eager to start their volunteer work right away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like it.
So that we have, like, we can show them the difference of them. We can show the difference of them in the counselor's office.
Yeah.
Because then they both have the same counselor, and it just connects those three.
Yep.
Or is that too much? A connection. Because we can also have them...
Have it in last year of middle school, and then in season 2 he moves up to the counselor's school. He or she, probably she. Like, I really like the idea of, like, doing a young Greta Thunberg. I really like someone who's gonna like yell at the adults and be like, I really love this idea. Yeah. He is barely there in A and from arrested development type of way, but is considered be very charismatic, is elected the prom king, etc. Like fully, that's like where, and then
to the point of, I think we even do a thing where somebody makes a joke about how he should run for mayor, and our mayor goes in, the guy who's actually wanting to run for mayor goes into hyperdrive trying to convince him not, and there's a whole,
I don't to be honest, I think when we go to it, our person is not going to win the mayoral. I think we're going to have a lose.
Well, how funny would it be if this guy wins it instead?
It's true. That's a good point.
We've been building
the first town with that, because that is, we could build up a big. I was not thinking this.
And he just turns 18 right before the mayor.
And it's what's it called? You don't even see that as an option. You know what I mean? We never make that as an option. It's fully the established mayor who's kind of crooked and been there forever and has been in the family versus this guy. And then the morning of, it's a write-in campaign for Kyle or whatever. Yeah, it's so good. I really love it. Yeah. She is an overachiever. A young Greta Thunberg cares about preserving nature and the trail for future generations. All right, we have our characters really kind of figured out, I think.
Yeah. I think we got a pretty good 2 days on this now.
Let's revisit it. It's our second full day of this. I came in saying I'm kind of down on this. I don't feel qualified. Look, I didn't say I was, but I was. If we're going to write a full script, this is not necessarily the idea I want to run with. I'm feeling much more positive about it now. I think I'm happy to run with this for the rest of November. What are you thinking?
I'm happy. I was going to be happy with running with this no matter what. I think no matter what, we can make any of our ideas come to life.
Wow. Okay.
I'm a believer.
And so am I after today. So, day 2 done. End of our stream. Thanks for tuning in. We're hoping that Chipotle tastes amazing. And sorry, hopefully you got through your lunch break, Matroom. We're at the hour mark, so we're going to jump off for now, and we'll see you tomorrow around the same time. No, wait, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah, right.
So tomorrow at 9:30.
9:30, yeah.
Our regular days we're streaming at regular time.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, so we're not doing this.
We still probably.
But if you
Thursday night writer's block.
Thursday night is our writer's block. If you have anything that you'd like us to work on or run through or some help or anything like that, you can hit us up at our email, which we're just gonna post up right there, and. We'll be
Twitter at WShowrunners.
We'll be sure to try to read those and just run through some different ideas on this.
Exactly. Nice to talk about other people's ideas as well. So yeah, Thursday night, hit us up. That's what we're here for. And until then, don't stop writing.